Thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tep. I'm glad you made it. Let's talk about your back. Your back rating. Most likely you were surprised with how low the VA rated you. Typically what you see with back issue, lower lumbar issues or what have you, and range of motion and all of that, even when you think that your range of motion was very limited, I'm talking you're barely doing this before you're saying you feel pain, the VA still rates you 10 or 20%. It's pretty horrific. It's a really low rating. And the problem is that many of us think that that's it. That's as far as you can go. That was my back condition. Now, when you read the schedule of ratings, you see that the lower back itself, is rated pretty low. But let me tell you something. You can turn your back rating into 70%, for example. So that 10% back rating could really be a 70%. And here's why. I'm going to dive into it for you, give you kind of my 2 cents, my mind's way of looking at VA claims regarding the back, and kind of compound it out and show you how you can get to 70. Hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. Helps put this information into the hands of those that need it as well. So if you're not a member, consider joining. There's a join button somewhere. I appreciate all you members, and it helps me find you in the comments section so I can respond. There's that little icon, and it makes it a little easier for me. So jumping into it. The first thing you have to understand is that for most conditions, the main exception would be mental health, you have an individual rating for that condition. So mental health, for example, is if you have 4 mental health conditions, let's say PTSD, anxiety, depression, and insomnia, that's 4. They're going to take all the signs and symptoms from those 4 things and give you 1 rating. Everything else, pretty much, you get a rating for that condition, right? So lower lumbar, you get 1 condition, or 1 rating for that 1 condition. Now the problem here is that we, for whatever reason, we lump a bunch of different conditions into one when we, as the veteran, are thinking about it. Okay, I'm going to give you that example here. My back bothers me so much. Gosh, it's like pain shooting down into my hips and kind of tingling in my legs. And man, if I sit too long, if I stand too long or drive too long, man, the pain is just getting to me. And in the mornings I'm so stiff I could barely, stand up. And, if I drive more than 30 minutes, when I get out of the car, I'm all hunched over and it takes me a while to stand up. Man, my back is so messed up. I can't sleep through the night. All these different things, God, it's just horrible. Okay, so you say all these things about your back, and everything that I just said is probably true of you. The problem is that you put in a claim for a back issue. Well, the VA is going to rate you for a back issue. All they're going to focus on in everything that you said was just the lower back. Now, there's other things, okay? The numbness and tingling going down the legs, sciatica or radiculopathy. Now, I actually pulled it up so I can read it to you. So, radiculopathy, which I may be saying wrong because, that's me, but whatever. Commonly referred to as pinched nerve, radiculopathy is injury or damage to nerve roots in the area where they leave the spine, your back. The condition can affect anyone and can be the result of disc degeneration, disc herniation, or other trauma, right? So we've all experienced, if you have back issues that are service connected, it's due to trauma typically, right? Now, lumbar radiculopathy is an inflammation of a nerve root in the lower back, which causes symptoms of pain or irritation in the back and down the legs. Okay? So here's the thing, is that radiculopathy can be rated 10 or 20% down each leg. So you could get potentially a 10 or a 20 in each leg. Then because it's the 2 extremities, you get what's called you get what's called bilateral effect. you get the bilateral effect. So when you have two extremities that are compromised and have ailments in them, you get what's called the bilateral effect. And essentially what happens is they take the two ratings and then they add 10% of that total to itself. So the way that works, so you get a little bump. It's not much, but every piece helps because it helps push you a little bit closer. So an example here would be a service-connected left leg. Let's say you have radiculopathy at 20% on the left and you have 10% on the right. That combined is 28. And then what they do is they take for another 10% of that 28, which is 2.8, and add it to the 28, which then would take you to 30.8, which then rounds to 31. So that would be an example of how the bilateral effect works. So now jumping back into the whole idea here. So bad back is one condition. Now you have radiculopathy down both legs or extremities, right? So now you have three conditions you're filing for. And on top of that, you're getting the bilateral effect, which gives you a little bump. Okay, it's not a new condition, it's just an extra add-on. Then you sleep like garbage, right? So now you got 4 because you're going to file for insomnia. Then, on top of that, what I suggest everyone to do, regardless of where your injury is, whether it's in your knee, your back, your neck, wherever you have it, it's just this is about the back, get checked for arthritis. If you have any arthritis starting to build up in there, either as a service-connected arthritis or a secondary condition, arthritis, due to the trauma in the back, that's going to be another condition. So now you have your lower lumbar back issue, you have radiculopathy down both legs, you have insomnia, and you have arthritis. Okay, now what could that look like? That could potentially look like, let's say you got a very low back rating, 10%. You got 10% for your back. You got 10% down each leg with the bilateral effect. Then you get your insomnia, which is at 30%. And I've seen folks rated at 40% for arthritis in their lower back with those exact other ratings. And all those combined, 40, 30, 10, 10, 10, take you to a VA funny math of 70%. Very important to understand all the factors, right? It's not my lower back is going to warrant me all of these different ratings. It's lower back is lower back. Insomnia because of your back is a separate rating. Arthritis in your back is a separate rating. The pinched nerve in your back that's causing the radiculopathy is 2 more ratings. So with that, I'll go ahead and cut it there. Just wanted to let you know that, hey, that 10% for your back, it might not be so bad if you compound it with these other conditions. So thanks for watching. I appreciate you. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.